Hello everyone, welcome to all in YourPedia Education. My name is Manish Singh and today I am going to discuss with you some important information regarding new recruitment notification for the post of examiner of patent and design, correct? So, and this is Group A gazetted post, and the exam is conducted by the Quality Council of India, Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Government of India, correct? So let us see one by one the detailed information. Actually in this session I am going to discuss with you what are the vacancies, what are the important dates, correct, and what are the detailed syllabus of mechanical engineering. Especially I am going to discuss with you mechanical engineering point of view, and after that I am also discussing one previous year descriptive question paper, correct. So what type of question they ask and how to give answers. So let us see one by one. So first one you can see here, this is the important dates. Online application process starts from 14th July 2023, means from today onwards, correct. So from today the application portal is open, and online application process concluded at the 4th August 2023, and after that issuing of e-admit card for preliminary exam on 14th August 2023, and the pre-exams are will be conducted on 3rd September 2023, and declaration of the result. So whole the complete information regarding this exam is given here. So you must read this important dates. And after that if I see the vacancies, especially with respect to mechanical point of view, then you can see here in the mechanical engineering, so total vacancies are 99, and for the SC category here we have 14 vacancies, or ST category 5, and OBC 27, and EWS 10 and 43 for unreserved category. So these are the huge number of vacancies, and especially for A grade category, A grade job, correct. Okay, so let us see. Next, if I talk about the age limit, so this is good news. 21 is the minimum age limit, correct. 21 is the minimum age limit, you can see here, and 35 is the maximum age limit, and along with this according to category wise some relaxations are given here, correct. So this is the age limit, about age limits. And next, okay, so scheme of examination, correct. So obviously this whole exam is conducted in 3 stages. The preliminary exam you can see here, and after that mains exam you can see, and then interview. These are the 3 stages, correct. Okay, so if I talk about preliminary exam, so this examination is meant to serve as a screening test, and the marks secured for examination will not be considered towards the declaration of final exam. So you must see this point, this is very important point, correct. It is only for screening purpose, it will not included in the final result, is it clear. And this is online based exam, this is online based exam, and you can see it will consist of paper of objective types on multiple choice question, and the total questions are 150. And that if I talk about the duration, then 2 hours are provided here. And if I talk about the maximum question and the maximum marks, then you can see here 150 is the maximum question limit which will be asked in this exam, and it includes, it consists of multiple choice question of general English 15 question, verbal and non-verbal reasoning 30 question, and quantitative aptitude 30 question, general knowledge and current affair 30 marks or 30 question, and similarly general science 30 questions. So and 15 question may also ask from IP and WIPO, correct, intellectual property rights, correct. So 15 question asked from here. So this is the 150 total questions, and each question contain 1 marks, and the time duration for this exam is 2 hours, correct. Okay, so next, the number of candidates to be selected, you can see this point, this is very important point. the number of candidates to be admitted to the mains examination on the basis of result of pre-exam, and about 20 times students will be selected in this pre-exam. But for the selection of this, the minimum qualification marks is 30% for unreserved, and for OBC and EWS 25% marks, and similarly 20% marks for other categories, correct. So this is also very important information. So 20 times students will be selected for mains exam, correct. Okay, so let us see another, that is something about mains exam. Those students who will select it for mains, then you can see here the mains exam will be conducted in offline mode. First you can see the pre-exams will be conducted in online mode, but the mains exam will be conducted in offline mode, and it consists of two papers. That is paper 1, that is OMR based, this is a multi-choice question based paper, and another one is that is descriptive answer based, correct. And paper 1 will be of 100 marks, and paper 2 will be of 300 marks, correct, 300 marks, correct. And if I talk about paper 1, then you can see here, if I talk about the details in paper 1, then paper 1 will be 2 hours duration and will comprises of maximum 100 marks, correct. And this is objective type multiple choice question based paper, and each question carry 1 marks, you can see here. And it consists of general knowledge, current affairs 20 question, general aptitude 20 question, elementary mathematics 20 question, and English language proficiency 20 questions, and the knowledge related to intellectual property, that is IPR 20 marks, yes or no. So it consists of 100 question, 100 marks, and the time for solving these 100 question is 2 hours, that is 120 minutes. So this is the all about paper 1. And similarly if I talk about paper 2, then you can see here, this is a descriptive type question paper, and it will test the knowledge of candidate in the technical and scientific details. If you are applying for mechanical engineering post, so the mechanical technical knowledge is tested by this question paper, correct. So the paper 2 will be 3 hour duration. So paper 2 given us 3 hours duration and 300 marks, 3 hours and 300 marks, and this is complete descriptive type question paper. And the detailed syllabus discipline wise I will show you in the next slide for mechanical engineering. And you can see here the cumulative marks obtained in the paper 1 and paper 2 will be assigned 80%, correct. So you can see here for the selection of for the final selection, paper 1 and paper 2 marks will be included, and the weightage of these is 80%, correct. And if a candidate's handwriting, you can see this is again very important point for this descriptive paper, that is if the candidate handwriting is not easily legible, correct, then that answer will be considered as unattempted, incorrect answer will be considered. So whenever you write answer, descriptive type question answer, then make sure your written words are properly visual, proper readable, correct. And the number of candidates to be eligible for interview may be about 5 times of the total, is it clear. So let's suppose if I talk about mechanical engineering, so the total vacancy is 99, so approximately 500 students will be selected for the interview after this second mains exam. Okay, so next third stage, that is interview. Then the interview will be 100 marks, correct. Under interview will be 100 marks, and it will be tested test the candidate on the topic covered in the preliminary mains exams, correct. The marks obtained in the interview will be 20% weightage. So the weightage of written exam is 80%, and the weightage of interview is 20%, is it clear. And on the basis of these complete marks, 20% of interview and 80% from your paper 1, mains paper 1 and paper 2, correct. So the final results जो बनेगा वो on the basis of these two results, is it clear? And the medium of examination, you can see this is again very important information. The medium of examination is only English language for your preliminary exam, for mains exam, and even for paper 1, for paper 2, and even the complete interview is also performed on English language only. Is it clear? Okay, so let's see another information. Okay, so now I am going to discuss with you the detailed syllabus of mechanical engineering. So you can see here, first the subject is, that is mechanics. So if I talk about the detailed syllabus of mechanics, then you can see here the mechanics of rigid body, equation of equilibrium in space and its application, first and second law of moment of inertia means centroid and moment of inertia actually, and the simple problems on friction, kinematics of particle for plane motion, elementary particle dynamics. So somewhat the syllabus is looking like a GATE exam syllabus, correct. So don't worry about this, don't fear about this. This is not a very tough exam, is it clear? And now you can see, if I talk about the strength of material syllabus, then you can see generalized Hooke's law and its application, design problems on axial stress, shear stress and bearing stress, material properties of dynamic loading, bending. Dynamic loading means this part is actually studied in machine design. So this is the syllabus which is merged with strength of material as well as machine design, correct. So don't separate this. And bending, shear and stresses in beams, determination of principal stresses, strain, analytical and graphical method means Mohr circle and analytical method for studying combined stresses, compound and combined stresses for biaxial stress. The only biaxial stress is given in your syllabus. Thin walled pressure vessel, you can see here only thin walled pressure vessel is given here. So don't read thick pressure vessel, is that clear? Material behavior and design factor for dynamic loading, design of circular shaft for bending and torsion load only, correct. And on deflection of beam, statically determined problems. Once again you can see here, when you study deflection part, then you only study statically determined problems only. Indeterminate is not in your syllabus. Now theories of failure. So this is the detailed syllabus for mechanics of material, that is strength of material, which includes some topics from machine design like properties of materials for dynamic loading, yes or no, theory of failure, correct. So few topics, and design of a shaft, correct. So few topics we see here from the machine design part, yes or no. And next you can see theory of machine, which includes kinematics, dynamic analysis of plane mechanism, cams, gears and epicyclic gear train, flywheel, governor, balancing. You can see here balancing also given here, governors are also given here, balancing of single and multiple cylindrical engines is also given here, linear vibration, correct, and analysis mechanical system, single degree of freedom is given in your syllabus, is it clear? Single degree of freedom is given in your syllabus. So don't worry about the vibration, how you solve multi-degree vibration problems. So in this syllabus especially given here single degree of freedom, critical speed and whirling of shaft is also given in your syllabus. Okay, so let's see. If I talk about engineering materials, then you can see here, if I talk about engineering materials, then you can see the basic concept of structure of solid, means this is a crystallographic chapter, correct. So in this they might be asked few questions from crystal defects or from how to determine number of atoms, coordination numbers in each unit cell, atomic packing factor, or sometimes they ask the interplanar distance, and they might be also ask that is Miller indices, is it clear? And now after that we move common ferrous and non-ferrous material. Mainly in this we see iron carbon diagram, and after that what type of steels are there and what are the alloying elements and what are the importance of these alloying elements on steel as well as cast iron. So this is all about cast ferrous metal. And if I talk about non-ferrous metals, so especially age hardening may ask sometimes for aluminum, and similarly sometimes they ask what is superalloy, what is superalloy based on nickel, yes or no, what is superalloy based on copper, yes or no, correct. So the non-ferrous metals may also ask, is it clear? And after that you can see here their application, obviously I already told you. And then heat treatment of steel, heat treatment of steels only, and along with this triple T diagram we also study about this. And the non-metals, like similarly if I talk about plastics, ceramics, composite materials and nanomaterials. So actually what are the materials we study in this, and what are the application, and how we make the component from these materials, correct. So basically here we have three questions. First, how to define these materials. Next, what are the advantage and limitation of these materials, and third, how to make a final object from these materials, means what are the manufacturing process related to these materials. So this is the detailed syllabus of engineering materials. Now if I talk about manufacturing science, then you can see here in manufacturing science, first you can see machine tool engineering, merchant force analysis, Taylor two life equation, conventional machining, means in this you study mechanics of materials, mechanics of metal cutting, correct. And after that machine tools, means what is the difference between planer and shaper machine, what is shaper machine, what are the specification of shaper machine, what is lathe machine, what is the difference between capstan turret lathe machine, and how to specify any machine tool, correct. Similarly, what is the designation of drill bit, what is the designation of grinding wheel. So like this question may ask, yes or no. Okay. Okay. So now this is all about metal cutting. Now you can see CNC machining process are also given here, correct. Sometimes they also ask some programming for a particular operation, yes or no, with the help of APT language actually. And similarly jigs and fixtures are also given here. And non-conventional machining like EDM, ACM, ultrasonic machining, water jet machining, and application of laser and plasma energy rate calculation, means along with theoretical part they may also ask some numerical aspects, how to calculate MRR for different machining process, yes, for different unconventional machining process, how to calculate machining time, and what is the effect of their parameters on MRR and surface finish, yes or no. So all these things may ask in this particular topic, unconventional type machining process. Next, forming and welding process are also given here, a standard process, correct. So the detailed syllabus is given for metal cutting and machine tool, unconventional machining, CAD CAM, and then forming and welding process. And obviously you can see the casting is not given here, is it clear? Casting is not given here. And now if I talk about metrology, then the concept of fit tolerance, tool gauges, comparators, inspection of length, position, profile and surface finish, correct. So we need to study about these tools along with limit fit tolerance, correct, limit fit tolerance, gauges like go gauge, no gauge concept. And we also study about comparator, how to measure flatness, how to measure angles, correct, how to measure length, how to measure profile of gear tooth, yes or no, or some other profiles, how to measure surface finish. So this is the detailed syllabus of metrology, is it clear? Okay. So now next you can see here, that is manufacturing management. Actually it includes industrial engineering as well as operation research also, yes or no, means complete production planning control, industrial engineering and operation research. All these things are included in this particular chapter. And you can see here, if I talk about this subject, then you can see the factory location. Some syllabus are also mentioned here which is not in the GATE exam syllabus, but most of the syllabus are already given here, correct, which includes GATE exam, correct. Factory location, simple OR models, plant layout, method based application of engineering, economic analysis like a break even analysis for the selection of product selection process selection, capacity planning, predetermined time standards, system planning, forecasting method based on regression, and you can see a regression is also given here, correct. A design and balancing of multi-model and stochastic assembly line, inventory management, probabilistic inventory model. Yes, you can see probabilistic inventory models are also given here, correct. And JIT is also given here, which is not in the GATE exam syllabus. Strategy, sourcing, management, managing interplant, logistic system, operation and control, scheduling algorithm for job shop application, already we studied in the GATE exam. Statistical methods, product and process quality control, application of control charts. You can see here very huge amount of quality control syllabus are in this, include this, and application of control chart, mean range, percentage, defective number of defects, unit quality cost system, management of resources, organization, risk in projects, system improvement. So these some more topics related to management part is included in this syllabus. Few topic is included from the industrial engineering part, especially numerical part. Most of the things theoretical things are mentioned here, and most of the topic from quality control is also mentioned here. Is it clear? So while studying this particular subject, we need special attention on it. Is it clear? Because this is huge theoretical part and many questions may ask from this. Okay, so let us see another part. This is the all about mechanics part, and now you can see if I talk about thermal parts, then first subject is, that is thermodynamics, gas dynamic and turbine. All these things are merged here. So basic concepts of first law, second law of thermodynamics, and the concept of entropy, reversibility, availability, and availability, reversibility. So already we studied about this, then no need to worry about this. And the calculation of properties of fluid, incompressible and compressible. You can see compressible and incompressible fluid flow is also in your syllabus. That is the effect of Mach number, compressibility, continuity and momentum energy equation, normal oblique shock waves. This is, you can see here, this is, you can see here, the normal and shock waves is also in your syllabus, which generally most of the students does not include it in their preparation, correct. So normal and oblique shock waves are also in the syllabus. And dimensional isentropic flow, fluid duct, you can see fluid duct is also given here, in which we study Renault flow, Fano flow like concept. And you can see here the friction that frictions that transfers, how through fans, blowers and compressor, axial and centrifugal compression. This is the core topic from gas dynamics. Compressor, single compressor and turbine, cascade, open and close cycle gas turbines, work done. So most of the syllabus is from already asked in a GATE exam, but few parts like like a compressible fluid flow, which will already added into the GATE exam, but in this it is also mentioned here. But the normal and generally normal and oblique shock waves, this we generally exclude these topics while preparing, especially GATE exam, correct. But yes, the engineering services, the whole syllabus is given already there, so no need to worry about this. The complete content available here. And along with this oblique and normal shock waves, we need to study about Renault flow and Fano flow for determination of frictions, correct, in duct. Okay, so let us see another part, that is refrigeration and air conditioning. So vapor compression refrigeration cycle, in which we also include pH TS diagram, eco-friendly refrigerants. So we need to study about types of refrigerants which were which are presently used, which are environment friendly refrigerants, correct. And like evaporator, condensation, compressor. We also study about details in the refrigeration sub parts, yes or no, refrigeration parts, like what type of evaporators and what type of condenser used, what type of compressor used for different refrigeration system, and similarly expansion, types of expansion devices. So generally we exclude these topics while studying GATE exam, but in this we must include these things in the detailed manner, correct. And after that, this is the complete about vapor compression system, and you can see here that is simple vapor absorption system. Is it clear? Next you can see psychometry, obviously the properties, process chart, sensible heating, sensible cooling, humidification, dehumidification, temperature, air conditioning load. Yes, air conditioning load calculation and duct design, this is very very important, especially we exclude this part, yes or no. Generally we exclude duct design part, yes or no. So in this syllabus you can see here it is given here, so we need to study about this particular topic, correct. Okay, so let us see another part, that is IC engine. So in the IC engine the huge syllabus is given here, that the classification, thermodynamic cycle of operation, determination of brake power, indicated power, mechanical efficiency, heat balance sheet. Yes, you need to study heat balance sheet, correct. Interpretation of performance of characteristics of petrol, gas and diesel engine. So here we need to study performance of IC engine, correct. And combustion of SICI engine, normal and abnormal combustion, in which we studied knocking, detonation type things, effect of working parameters on knocking, reduction knocking, foams, combustion chamber, SI engines, rating of fuels means octane cetane number, types of additive emissions, different system of IC engine fuels. You can see we need to study IC engine fuels, lubricating, cooling and transmission system, alternate fuels in IC engine. This is new topic, alternate fuels in IC engine like biofuel and ethylene based fuel, correct, hydrogen fuel. So these are the some alternative fuels. So we need to study about these particular fuels, correct. Okay, so let us see another part, that is steam engineering. Generally we exclude this topic for GATE exam, yes or no, and which is included in this. Yes, steam generation. So in steam generation actually we study about what is boiler, how it works, what are the types of boilers, correct, and what are the mountings, what are the accessories, what are the function of these mounting and accessories, correct. And after that you can see Rankine cycles, modern steam boilers, we need to study modern steam boilers, steam at critical and supercritical pressure. So we need to study those boilers which are working on critical or supercritical condition, is it clear. And nowadays supercritical boilers or supercritical thermal power plants are installed in the India, and recently 1600 megawatt supercritical thermal power plant installed in the Uttar Pradesh, correct. So we need to study this especially. And drought, you can see generally we study in first year only, and after that we never study this topic. So here you need to study what is drought, what is chimney, how it works, correct. Equipments, natural and artificial draughts, boilers, fuels. So here we also need to study about boilers, fuels like solid fuels like coal, and liquid fuels means carbohydrates, sorry, hydrocarbons, not carbohydrates, and gaseous fuel means methane, ethane, propane, butanes, yes or no. So we need to study different types of fuels which are used in boilers for steam generation, correct. Then after that steam turbine principle, their type, compounding, in which we study velocity compound, pressure compounding, impulse and reaction turbine, axial thrust, correct. And after that steam nozzles, nozzle is also given here, convergent and divergent nozzles, pressure at throat and maximum discharge condition with a different initial steam conditions such as wet, saturated and superheated, effect of variation, back pressure, saturated flow steam nozzles, Wilson line, Rankine cycle, again Rankine cycle is given here, internal and external. Irreversibility, yes. Reheat factor, reheating generation, means we need to study Rankine cycle for thermal power plant with modified Rankine cycle, in which we include reheating cycle as well as regeneration cycle, yes or no. So sometimes the numerical may ask from this topic. Suppose the Rankine cycle is given and one reheat cycle, one reheating is also added into the cycle, or one regeneration is added into the cycle, then they ask what is the efficiency of the Rankine cycle, correct, and what will happen by addition of these reheating and regenerations on the cycle. Is it clear? Okay. So this okay, so next you can see here, next part, that is heat transfer. So in this you can see it includes conductive heat transfer, general conduction equation, Laplace, Poisson's, Fourier equations, correct, Fourier law of conduction, one dimensional steady state heat conduction applied, simple wall solid and hollow cylinder spares, conventional heat transfer, means the complete syllabus from heat transfer from conduction, convection, radiation, correct, along with heat exchanger is also given here. So you need to study whole syllabus properly, yes or no. And even though in the conventional part you also need different analogies like Reynolds analogy, Coulomb's analogy, Pantom analogies, correct, laminar flow, in turbulent flow, heat transfer in horizontal tubes, free and forced convection, correct. So the complete syllabus already given here. Okay, so let us see, this is one question, previous question here, previous year question paper, correct. So you can see, if I talk about the descriptive question paper, then it includes 4 sections, that is A, B, C and D. In each sections we have 3 questions, correct, and each questions are compulsory, correct. So section A includes 36 marks, in which we have 3 questions, each questions have 12 marks, correct, and section B includes total 60 marks, and again here we have 3 questions which includes 20 marks question in each section, each question, and similarly 28 marks from section 3, that is 84 marks, and section 4, that is 120 marks. So we need to give the answer according to the given assigned marks, correct. So let us see, these are the few questions. This is section 1, this is question from IC engine, in which the numericals are given here. So we need to find out indicator thermal efficiency, correct, and along with this numerical problem you can see here mention how compression ratio, spark ignition, spark timing affects the knocking and SI engine. So you can see direct question is not given here, what is combustion in SI engine, what is combustion in CI engine. Actually they ask a very tricky question, correct. So if you know the thoroughly concept in the subject, then you are able to give the answer, yes or no. So you can see like this question, mention how compression ratio and spark timing affects the knocking in SI engine. Is it clear? Sometimes you study only ki if we increase the speed, the knock-in will increase or decrease, whatever, correct, like this. But they ask why it will happen, how it will affect, correct. And for solving questions you can see detailed, this chart is also given here. So you also need to know how to read a steam table and refrigeration chart. And next you can see why is welding of aluminum difficult, correct. So they do not ask you to define GTAW or MIG welding. You can see here it is mentioned here why is welding of aluminum is difficult. So the similarly you need to give the answer, it is highly reflecting material, and aluminum is also react with oxygen, produces oxides, that is why it creates a very difficulties in the welding. So like this, then how you eliminate these difficulties. So like this indirect question may ask, why is graphite the most preferred electrode material in the electric discharge machining, correct. So they do not ask directly what is the EDM process explained within it sketch, they asked question like this. So this is the complete conceptual based questions, correct. Similarly, you can see if I talk about this stress strain curve, then again you can see here that loading and unloading path of the elastic curve is given here, and stress strain curve is given here. A represents the elastic limit and material is loaded up to A, and redraw the stress strain diagram. What we need to do, first we apply load up to a certain elastic up to a certain plastic deformation, and then the curve follows like this, and if we unload this and after unloading again we need to draw, then how it behaves, correct. So you know, you need to know how the material can behave after little plastic deformation, and this thing I already discussed in many times in my lectures, correct, and they directly ask in the previous exams. And next you can see here, find out the degree of freedom. This is very simple question, this is not a big deal, correct. And next you can see section B. So as we move from section A to B, B to C, C to D, the assigned weightage for each question is given different. So accordingly we need to give the answer, yes or no, correct. So again you can see here we have a system which we need to find out how to satisfy first law of second law of thermodynamics. We need to prove it, and after that you need to derive this relation. So that the velocity of sound in ideal gas is to gamma root of gamma RT, you need to derive this expression. We many times we study this topic. And next up you can see here, this is from mechanics, metal cutting, taking the exponent and this and constant is given, Taylor to life equation, find the percentage increase into life cutting speed is reduced by 15%, 25. This is very simple question. So you can see strength of material manufacturing process, these are the huge, these are having huge weightage and very scoring subject. Is it clear? And similarly basic thermodynamics, the question asked from the basic thermodynamics is also not very tough, it is very moderate type, or sometimes the easy question may ask, correct. So these are the scoring subjects. So जो fundamental subject है, you must read these subjects very carefully and try to give complete answers, correct. And obviously step marking is always provided here. जब भी descriptive question paper होगा, step marking is always given. So no need to worry about कि आपका answer गलत आ गया, then you will get the 0 marks. No, this is not right. Your approach must be correct. Correct. When you write your answer, descriptive answer, then the approach must be your right. Correct. Okay, so these are the few questions and this is the from metal cutting, from the theory of machine, and even they many times they ask question in the engineering services exam. We see this type of questions, correct. And you can see this is very simple question, draw a pinion and gear in mesh showing condition that will cause interference. We many times we draw how interference may act and what is the reason behind interference and how to eliminate, and also mark the base pitch addendum dedendum circle. So you need to know how to draw gears, how to represent addendum, dedendum, base circle, yes or no, correct. And next you can see section C. So one dimensional steady state conduction with internal energy generation is occurring. So this is from heat transfer question, and this is also from heat transfer question, and here the thermal profile is given. So you need to find out the thermal boundary layer thickness, and the relation is also, so very lengthy question is given here, correct. So you need to practice very well. So this is from manufacturing, find out the sequence, you need to find out the sequence in which the job should be done so that the overtime cost is minimum, correct. And this is from air conditioning question, and this is from design question, strength of material and design, this is from theory of machine. So the whole syllabus is covered, this is from RAC, is it clear. And this is Rankine cycle, this is from thermal power plant, this is also from thermal power plant, and you can say this is from simple mechanics, correct. Determine the maximum value which P may have before any slipping. So we need to find out P before the slipping, correct. And this is from strength of material question, and this kind of question I already discussed many times, correct. So this is the detailed question paper, correct, which were already asked in previous this exam, correct. So dear students, one good news for you, and YourPedia Education already launched a module for pre as well as mains, and even though we also cover descriptive subject wise complete syllabus, yes or no. So अगर आपने अभी तक ज्वाइन नहीं किया, you must join and don't waste your time, because we have very little time to prepare this entire syllabus, correct. So YourPedia provides complete detail module for this exam, so you must join, and this module already started from yesterday's class. So आपने अभी तक ज्वाइन नहीं किया and you have any doubt regarding this module, then in this video the complete description details are given, so you just call us and जो भी आपके पास query हो आप उसको पूछ सकते हो, और as soon as possible join करो, and you must fill the form because online application date start हो चुकी है, correct. Okay, so thanks for watching and good day to all of you guys and all the best for this exam.